Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Yo, Dame Dash is slick. I missed this yesterday. Dame wants Jay-Z to pay him 20 mil to keep his mouth shut. I can't believe these leaked videos of Travis Hunter's fiance had no effect on him. My man is breaking his silence and saying he's sticking with his girl. No, I'm sorry. Why do we even care what Candice Owens has to say about Christmas? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Thursday morning on my second favorite day of the week because Friday is right around the corner, and it's also the day after Christmas. I'm full, rested, spent time with the family, so I'm in a great mood, and I hope you all are too. All right, I have a great show set up for you guys today. We got two lead stories. Dame Dash indirectly tells Jay-Z he wants $20 million to keep his mouth shut, and Travis Hunter finally breaks his silence after disconnecting his Instagram account. In quick news, we're going to talk Young Thug, Ice Spice, Beyonce, Cardi B, DDG, Candice Owens, Angel Reese, and Luigi. As always, we're going to close out the show with question of the day and a little bit of sports news. And we also have our new segment, the social discussion of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Dame Dash reveals how much money it would take to make him feel comfortable. All right, I'm going to play the clip, and then after, I'm going to give you guys context for those of you who did not watch episode 404, yesterday's show. Let's listen to the clip, and I'll explain everything after. Take a listen.
How much money would it take to make Dame Dash comfortable?
If someone gave me $20 million and all my taxes and all I have no debt or anything like that, I wouldn't be unhappy.
All right, so notice he said, if somebody. So if you guys didn't catch yesterday's episode, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background of it, but I urge you to go watch it. So yesterday we broke a story from the same podcast with Dame and Dash, and Dame said, and I quote, Jay-Z knew that R. Kelly had R-worded Aaliyah, and he still worked with him, and that's the reason why Dame stopped working with Jay-Z. Yes, he completely threw Jay-Z under the bus. He said he knew what R. Kelly was doing with Aaliyah, and for that reason, he stopped talking to Jay-Z. He also went on and said that Jay-Z said, hey, what do I care what R. Kelly is doing? I'm all about the money, and I want to get my money. Now, whether you believe that statement or not to be true, right? It doesn't sound like something that Jay-Z would say to some people. Some people believe it, some people don't. More importantly, what I said in yesterday's episode is that Damon has been hinting for the past couple of weeks that he might say something about Jay, but hasn't really gone there. And you could watch podcasts from the past couple of weeks and you could hear little clips of that I found with him hinting things. Now, yesterday he went out and said this. And what I said in yesterday's episode was, this is a conversation that has gone bad between Jay-Z and Dame and Dash. This is what I said yesterday. And I said, the reason why it's gone bad is the past couple of weeks, Dame has been putting out little feelers and probably in the background trying to talk to Jay's people saying, hey, there's a lot of heat on Jay right now. You know, I could say things to make it worse. If you pay me off some money, I'm not going to say anything. Kind of like what Tony Busby is doing, but Dame is just doing it on the street level and he's not doing it in civil court, right? And again, this is just all alleged. This is just what I'm hearing and kind of like what I'm thinking and what it sounds like. So yesterday when I assumed this or I put this out in the air, I hadn't watched the whole podcast. I just saw this clip. Now, yesterday watching the podcast, now this is why I'm playing this clip here right now. Why all of a sudden would he have the person interviewing him ask him, well, what amount of money would make me feel comfortable? Like, why would you just throw that in there like as a random question on the same podcast that you're throwing Jay-Z under the bus? He is indirectly talking to Jay-Z and his people saying, hey, for the past couple of weeks, I haven't said anything. I put out little secret things like here and there. I dropped little breadcrumbs and I've been, threatening. Now we're out here. I'm putting it out. Yo, Jay-Z has done this. He knew about this. He knew about this with R. Kelly. He's keep on working. We all also know about the his illegitimate son. I'm sure Dame has information about that. I spoke about that too in yesterday's podcast and how old the mother was. And there's a lot of things going on with Jay-Z now, not just Tony Busby. And this is Dame saying, bro, I need 20 M's, bro, like by Monday, or I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm telling you guys right now, this is just the beginning of Dame Dash talking about Jay-Z. And like I always say every time I get on this microphone, civil lawsuits, all of these things, anything that's not criminal, it's all about the perception in the media. Jay-Z makes money off of his name. That's his currency. That's all a celebrity's currency is their name. That's why these people day in and day out try to get money from them from making these salacious claims. But if the public starts believing these things, at some point, Jay is going to have to pay up. So sure, he could fight Tony Busby and he could fight this illegitimate son. But I'm telling you, Dame Dash has been friends with Jay-Z from they were teenagers, and he knows things. And he is also coming from a street level, which is totally different from a civil level. I'm telling you right now, Dame Dash could completely ruin Jay-Z. All of the Super Bowl, all these partnerships, Dame holds way more weight than Tony Busby. And Tony Busby, like I said, Tony Busby has to do things legally. Dame could do things on a street level. So we will see. And another thing is that Dame Dash is down and out. And I've always said this to everybody. I would much rather get into a dispute with a 6'5" dude than somebody who is 5'1" but has nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Tony Busby is the 6'5" guy, lawyer, powerhouse, but he has to play by the rules or play within the rules. Dame Dash, he's the 5 foot guy in the corner has nothing to lose. What Dave is broke. He just lost 33% of reasonable doubt. He owes, I think, $8 or $9 million in back taxes and child support. What does he have to lose? Nothing. Either you're going to hear more from Dame or Jay is going to pay him off in the background and we're not going to hear anything. Of course, I'll keep my ear to the streets. I will keep calling around and I will see what is going to come up. But if it's not next week in 2025, we're going to see a bombshell from Dame and Dash. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Travis Hunter speaks out after deactivating his Instagram, says he's not leaving his fiance and he's taking a break from IG for a while. All right, nothing really, no big write-up. Let's just go to the video and listen to what Travis has to say. Take a listen.
Why would I break up my girl? Because the internet want me to break up my girl. Ain't nobody know me or her personally. This is what y'all understand. Y'all not in my personal life, so and it's draining. Because everybody's always got something to say. Like, bro, just leave me alone, bro. No, I actually might just take a break for a long time.
All right, so we've been covering Travis for, I think, around 4 days straight now. I think he's probably getting as much press as Jay-Z and Diddy is. And of course, everybody has their 2 cents and they're weighing in on what they think. For those of you who watch daily, you know that I was actually on his side and his fiance's side at first, the whole Heisman Trophy and her getting up, and then outside the Adidas event and her not seeming so happy about, you know, him taking pictures with fans. And I was like, listen, she might not really like the spotlight. And then I switched over and I was like, yo, she's for the streets. He needs to leave her alone. And, you know, maybe take a break and figure things out. I do feel bad for him. I said that yesterday where it's, you know, he should be at the height of his, or not should be, he is at the height of his career, you know, graduating from college, winning the Heisman Trophy, going to get drafted in the NFL, probably definitely in the first round. He could maybe even be the first round pick. And of course, he's just in the news between him and his girl. But like we played yesterday, you know, there are leaked images of his fiance in a hip hop video and a guy is grinding up on her. We have her sliding into another man's DM And then we also have a picture of some guy, grabbing up on her. And the last thing that we had and we played on yesterday's episode was her at another dude's apartment. But listen, at the end of the day, I like that he's taking a break off of social media, 100%. But at the end of the day, if that's who he wants to stay with and who he wants to be in a relationship, that's fine. But he has to understand I was about to say backlash, but not the backlash. But if he is saying that they've been together for the past 5 years, they're in love, they're happy or whatever, and then we see all these receipts with her with all these other guys, we're obviously going to, feel like, this is our little brother and we're trying to, save him from himself, right? For me, my whole thing is, and actually we have something in quick news that we're going to play for you, but my whole thing is, let's just say they were on a break and that's why she was at this other guy's house, and and maybe that's why she was in someone's DMs, and who knows whatever he was doing. So let's just give him the benefit of the doubt that we should stay out of his relationship because you don't know the intricacies of what's going on. And even if you do all that, to me, when she told us the story about him driving her to parties, waiting outside, and she goes in and parties for hours while he sits outside and waits, and then she comes back out with all of her girlfriends and he drops all of them home. There's nothing wrong if he wants to do that, but why did she volunteer that information to us? You know what I mean? Like, she's trying to belittle him. She's trying to make him look like a simp. Like, there's no need to tell us that. And to me, that's when she lost me. Not the videos or the clips or the DMs. Everything could be explained at some point. And like I said, who knows what he has done. However, the way how she is trying to portray him, and then you mix that with the Heisman Trophy and the Adidas thing, bro. But I wish all the best for him. At the end of the day, like I said yesterday and the past couple of days, I don't feel like it's the internet hating on Travis, because everybody loves Travis. There's nothing to hate on him for. All we're doing is saying, bro, watch out, because you're out here saying, I don't need a prenup. This is my fiance. This is my girl. And all we're saying is just look out. And people are saying look out because of the receipts. I'm saying look out because it doesn't look like she wants to lift you up. It doesn't look like she wants to see you or to help put you in a brighter light. That's all I'm saying, my point of view, if you do ever see this podcast. It doesn't seem to us like she's trying to put you in a brighter light. And I think that's what a relationship is. Each party's goal should be trying to make that person look better, perceive better, or feel better. That's the whole point of a relationship. And it just seems as if like the stories that she talks about you, like she's trying to bring you down. You mix that in with everything else, and that's of course why the internet is like, yo, leave her. But listen, let him do his thing. He is young, and they are young, and it looks like it's their first love. So we'll see what happens with Travis Hunter and his fiance. Y'all sound off below. Let me know what you think about my opinion. And of course, I want to hear your opinion on Travis and his fiance. Let me know or send me emails, tryoutloud@cfqr600.com. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Young Thug apologizes to Mariah The Scientist amid his jail conversations being released. He said, I'm sorry to my baby for all this BS on the internet. I love you, baby, and F them all. We all know what's up with us. So Young Thug tweets out an apology to his girlfriend, Mariah The Scientist, amid his jail phone calls being released. For those of you, again, who missed yesterday's episode, yesterday was a good episode. Make sure you check it out, 404. But we put out the tapes of Young Thug and Leena, who is Devin Haney's baby mama. And the two of them were on a jail call in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And they were talking about how they love each other and she doesn't want to see anybody else. And he was supposed to be with Mariah at that time. So it all went out. It went viral. And that's why he's putting out this apology. It doesn't look like it's too bad at home, because he also put out another tweet. And well, the headline is Young Thug on Mariah The Scientist. And he says, she's so mad. And he tweeted out, she's so mad. I said Merry Christmas and she said thank you. So but it's like I said yesterday, I'm sure Mariah knows what Thug is up to. On another one of the jail calls, he said that he was speaking to 10 girls at a time, and Mariah heard that. I'm sure Mariah is not naive. She knows who she's with, and she's probably just giving him a hard time. Yes, she's not going to be extra loving, and it sucks that it came out on Christmas. That's why I said yesterday, I would really like to know who leaked these phone calls, because it seems to me like it was probably a girl who leaked them, like probably some girl, one of the 10 who he's talking to, being like, yo, you need to leave Mariah, and then she probably did something and got these things released. It seems like an ex-girlfriend or a girlfriend that wants you, but I'm sure Thug knows how to handle himself. And by this tweet saying that she's so mad and saying thank you after he said Merry Christmas, probably just giving him the cold shoulder. She'll be over by tonight. Our second quick story. Leena says she is not Young Thug's twin. She said, I'm not nobody's twin, and I'm 100% down for my baby daddy with whatever he do and whoever else he F with. And that's why y'all mad. All right, so like I just said in quick story number 1, this is Leena, who is Devin Haney's baby mama. Got caught up in all of this. Yesterday, she was like, hey, this was from 2022. And now she's just responding to saying, yo, Young Thug, I'm not your twin. Everybody on the internet really didn't understand what Thug was saying when he said that yesterday, when he's like, yo, that's my twin. We were just talking, trying to make it seem like they were friends. Like, that's my twin. I don't know what Thug meant by that. That's probably why Mariah is even more mad at him today. But yeah, so Leena is just coming out and just riding for her baby daddy. I wonder what Devin Haney feels like with all of this. I would like to hear him say something, but looks like he ain't going to say anything. But I think this is all going to just blow over, and this should be the last day we hear about Thug, Leena, and Mariah. Just to note, if you guys are wondering who Leena is, total blast from the past. Do you guys remember Taz's Angels? Like, literally, I don't know if they were from at least, 8 or 9 years ago. They were huge on the internet. Like, this is when, like, Instagram was popping off. But yes, if you guys remember them, this is Leena from Taz's Angels. So just for y'all internet, people out there. Leena, Taz's Angels. Hilarious. Our third quick story. Ice Spice drops her From the Block performance of Hannah Montana. All right, Ice Spice is reminding folks why she is still that girl. Are y'all feeling her From the Block performance? A lot of people are not feeling the performance. Listen, everybody's dragging Ice Spice, saying, oh, the Ice Spice melted or whatever because of her, how different she looks now. I think Ice Spice is just always going to get hate because she's not known as like the super lyrical female rapper, say like how Megan Thee Stallion is, or Lotto, or Nicki. But I think that Ice's crowd is always just going to like her for who she is. You know what I mean? She's almost like a female Yachty, where it was almost like kind of like you just liked Yachty and the vibe and the simplicity of his music. I'm not throwing any shade at Yachty, by the way. I'm just saying, like, Yachty is not known to be a super lyrical guy, right? And I just feel like the internet is always going to get on people like that. But Ice is super dope. I've always liked her because I am not, you don't only need lyrics and Easter eggs from me. I don't need to go on Rap Genius every 2 seconds and be like, yo, what kind of quadruple entendre was that? You know what I mean? Like, I like Ice. The one thing I would say is that I would like to see her change up her flow a little and have a little bit of difference in her style or in cadence. But again, I think that's just who she is. And, I still think that she'll have longevity, but I think if she doesn't change up her style, she might run into a little bit of problems. But I love Ice. Let me know what you guys think of this new flow. And let's get over her appearance for now, right? Like, I think that's something personal. Let's stick on her flow and what she's doing and not be so concerned about what she's going on with and how she's looking physically. All right, our fourth quick story. Travis Hunter's fiance says, I love you to him by accident for the first time. All right, here is the things that I'm talking about. Why do we have to know these things? I have no idea. I'm telling you, she's always trying to make this man look like he is soft, like he's a simp. Like, I just don't understand why she needs to belittle him all the time. I feel like this is what it is. And here is another example. Just take a listen.
I think I said I love you first on accident though. I would drive. He didn't have a car. I would like drop him off somewhere and I'd be like, all right, I love you, bye. And remember? And I used to be like, oh, I didn't mean that. Like,
it's like, I said it by accident, but then like, I guess like eventually, like, I guess I kind of like fell in love. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you need to say that to the public? Like, if you want to say that to your partner or to your family or whatever, like, why do you need to get on the internet and tell people that, you know? And then tell people on the internet, oh, he picks me up and drives me and waits outside for 4 hours while I'm in partying. Like, I just don't like how she does not lift him up. And here's proof. But I said all I had to say in lead stories. Let's go on to the next story. Our fifth quick story, a small clothing store in a town of 997 people in Wisconsin is preventing Beyonce from trademarking blue ivory for clothing and jewelry. I have a little clip. Take a listen.
Beyonce has attempted to trademark Blue Ivy's name again. The refusal is because there is a clothing boutique in Wisconsin that has used the name prior to Blue Ivy's birth and actually secured a registration for the name. Beyonce's attorneys argue that Blue Ivy is an internationally recognized figure, which should exempt her from being barred from trademarking her name due to a local small business.
Shout out to all the small businesses that believe enough in their brand to protect their intellectual property. So the story behind this is pretty cool, where Beyonce had the trademark at first, and then she didn't use it. And the thing with trademarks is you could apply for it, it's granted, but if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And this small company has it out there trying to do the same thing with clothing and jewelry, and now Beyonce can't get it back. I think this will probably get worked out, and they'll probably kind of just maybe hold off and ask for money. But I like this. I like this for, you know, the small entrepreneurs, like the small guy. This is a win. Even though I'm part of the Beehive and I'm a big fan of Beyonce, I do like to see that they're holding their own and just not giving up and not wanting to fight back. You know, this is a story for the little guy out there. So I wanted to share that with you. But like I said, I think they'll, you know, a couple of mils later, if Beyonce actually really wants to use Blue Ivy for something, I'm sure they'll work it out, and I hope they get paid off. And I hope, from what I know of B, I don't think that she'll, you know, try to take it away from them without giving them something. I think that she'll be fair and give them a little bit of money. But shout out to my small business owners out there and my independents. All right, our sixth quick story. All right, I don't know why this is going viral all over the internet, but people are asking, what has Cardi B taught you? All right, Vin112 said, run straight to the comment section for this one. Okay, yeah, fine. Somebody said, all right, be yourself. Another one says, I don't have to cook or clean to get that ring. Another person said, all the questions to ask on Christmas. Why would you come up with this? All right, fine. Leave him the first time he cheats. Somebody said, stop getting pregnant by a man who keeps dogging you out. Somebody said, not to crash out online. Somebody says, love yourself more than you love that N-word. Girls with mustaches have some good... This is hilarious. Never give a man multiple chances. Somebody said, I learned nothing from her. Another person said, all I need to do is get my teeth fixed. This is hilarious, man. If he cheats once, then he'll cheat again. Stop building with broken pieces. To run down on that trick. And a BBL won't keep a man. That's hilarious, man. Says, and that Bronx chicks are crazy. Anyways, totally funny. Want to share that with you. I don't know why it's going on like viral online, but what have you learned from Cardi B? Let me know in the comment section below or send me an email. What has Cardi B taught you over the years? We have definitely learned lessons from Cardi B. She has definitely taken us on a ride. What have you learned from Cardi B? Our seventh quick story. Spotify founder is richer than any musician who ever lived. The CEO has a massive personal net worth of $6.8 billion, surpassing a combined wealth of music icons like Taylor Swift, Rihanna, and Jay-Z. This achievement also makes him wealthier than any musician in history. All right, I don't understand why everyone is freaking out over this. Like, I get it, where it's like, hey, the people who are creating the music are not as rich as the people who are distributing it, but that's been like that since the history of music. Like, what are you talking about? It's always been that the artist gets the shorter end of the stick. Like, the songwriters make more money than the artist. Like, are you kidding me? The people who work at Universal, the CEO, like, those are the people who make the money. This should not be shocking, people. Spotify pays pennies on the dollars. It's always the content creators creating the content, but the people who are distributing it making the most money off of it. This is nothing new. The only thing that's new is that streaming platforms are new in the past, 5 or 10 years. But when it was CDs, when it was tapes, when it was vinyl, when it was 8-track, when it was reel to reel, when it was just radio, the man at top, the one who is distributing, that's the one who's making the billions of dollars. It's nothing new, people. Our 8th quick story. Catch him in traffic. DDG spotted taking a drive in Halo's new Ferrari. Y'all know DDG doesn't play about his firstborn son, and he doubled down when he bought Halo, his first red Ferrari, for his first birthday over the weekend. DDG even told folks to work harder after people criticized his decision for purchasing the car that he gave Halo when he was too young. It looks like DDG is getting a little use out of the gift, though. He recently was spotted cruising around Cali in the new whip. We talked about this yesterday too, and I think even on Monday, where it was like, DDG is just a troller, like, just all he does. And we take the bait. You know what I mean? Even I was like, that's such a stupid gift. And the more we talk about him, the more he clicks, the more trolling. It's just what he does. Nobody ever thought this was actually really a gift for his son. And now he's just doubling down on the trollingness and driving around Cali. And I took the bait again and I put it in the show. So tomorrow, if he does something with this damn Ferrari, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm done with DDG. Our 9th quick story. Candice Owens says she never purchases her children anything for Christmas or birthdays because their gifts come from family and friends. All right, Candice definitely has the internet talking. I hate like repeating anything that Candice says, but this is an interesting conversation. I'll read you the whole quote and then we could talk about it. She says, super controversial mom take here. I have 3 children aged 1 to 3 and have never thrown any of them a birthday party or purchased them a Christmas or birthday gift. Christmas comes from family and friends already, so I just give them those because why would they need more than a few gifts? And I just don't understand the culture of birthday parties for toddlers that don't even ask for them and certainly don't remember them. I do bake some sweets and sing them happy birthday. So look, I'll give you my take on this. I am not a big gift giver. I don't give gifts on Christmas, on birthdays. It's just who I am. All the kids in my family know that. But what I do is I got you when you need something. Like, my sister has 4 kids, which most of you already know. And every year, just on a random day, well, this is when they were little kids, I would take them to Toys R Us and they would all get a cart and it would just be a random day just because I love them and because I'm their uncle and their godfather. And I would take them to Toys R Us and they wouldn't leave till we filled the carts up. And I was like, throw in as many toys as you want. I have pictures of it. And I would spend like $2,000-$3,000 and just drop it on them. As I got a little older, it was like, yo, I'm going to take you guys shopping. I randomly do things and I just don't feel like they're, just because it's Christmas, I need to go out and shop and buy you a gift, or because it's your birthday, you know? Or like, if I know there's something that you really want, I'll just go out and get it for you just for no reason. But that's just me. That's just how I am. You want to buy me gifts? I'm all for it though. I'm down, but I just don't believe that because that, you know, culture says that it's a time to give gifts, that's when I need to go out and get you a gift. I just feel it comes from the heart more when it's genuine and I'm like, hey, you need this. And also just to note, all the kids come to me when they're down and out. I'm more like that, the supportive uncle. And the other reason too, I don't believe in gifts is just that I feel like anybody can give you a gift. And I know I'm going a little deep here, but just stay with me. I feel like anybody could buy and give you a gift, but me being there for the younger kids in my family, my godsons and goddaughters and nieces and nephews, like when they're in trouble, I'm the uncle who they call. You know what I mean? Because they know I'm going to take time. And like, I feel more like it's more about uplifting somebody and being really in your life than how some other people in the family are that don't care about them, don't see them, don't know how they're doing in school, don't know if they're, how they're feeling emotionally up or down with girlfriends or boyfriends or friends or whatever. Like, that's the uncle and that's the godfather I am, versus somebody who comes in your life 3 times a year and buys you something and doesn't care. So that's the way that I care. That's the gift I give you, is my actual attention and love. And I think that means more than just buying a gift. So that's just my 2 cents on gifts. However, I think a toddler from 1 to 3, they should get gifts because they can't understand that their joy is those little gifts and things to play with. So to say like, I'm going to get my family and friends to give them things, but your mother won't, that makes no sense. And when the kids were kids, yes, I bought them little things, but when they were able to get older and understand like, hey, we're going to go to Toys R Us and you can pick your own things, that's when I got them things. So I disagree with Candice from a 1 to 3-year-old, but once they can understand 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11, then they can understand really who I am. That's when I try to connect more with them instead of just buying them a gift that has 0 attachment to them. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 10th quick story. Angel Reese says she won't date a short guy. Angel Reese is sharing her dating preferences on a recent episode of her podcast. Angel Reese shares that she stands an impressive 6 feet 3 inches tall, and asked by Coco Jones if she would ever date a short guy, and Angel didn't hold back and said no. Despite her stance, she says, "I heard short guys treat you better." And then she went on and said, would you date a short guy? So actually, hold on. I have a little clip. Take a listen.
Would you ever date a short guy?
No.
Really?
I heard short guys treat you better.
I wouldn't say that. They've got a lot to prove.
Oh, yeah, they come and step in. They step in.
All right, I really can't weigh in here. I'm not a girl, so I'm going to throw this back to the ladies who are listening. How do you guys feel about dating short men? And yes, I'm sure most of you are not 6'3", but even if you are 5'8" or 5'9", or however your size, will you always go for a man that's at least your height or taller? I know women are always going to say, well, in heels, I'm 3 inches taller. So they always want to make sure a man is taller than them. That's one of the main reasons on the YouTube show, Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Most of the time, a woman will pop the guy's balloon before she knows anything. And Arlette asked, why did you pop? And she's like, well, he's shorter than me. So I feel really bad for short dudes, man, because I'm sure there's some good guys out there, but if you're short, you're at so much at a disadvantage, not only with girls, but just society in general. They just look at short men a certain way. I'm 6'2", so I just don't know how that feels. And most of my family is tall. I mean, yeah, like we're all over 6 feet, except for one nephew that's like 5'9". I feel so bad for him. But anyways, yeah, we're all a tall family. Even the girls in my family are tall. My sister is 5'9", my mom's 5'10", my dad's 6 foot. We're all tall. So ladies out there, the men that are short, like Angel said, they probably treat you better because they know they have a disadvantage. How do you feel about short men? Sound off below or send me an email. Ladies, let me know. And actually, also too, let me just include all the men out there. Short men, if there is short men listening, do you feel like you're at a disadvantage picking up girls when you are short? Let me know. Weigh in on this. Sound off below. Let me know what you think. Our 11th quick story. Kai Sinai on ASAP Rocky sending him Puma shoes for Christmas. Y'all know Kai is a Nike influencer. And I guess ASAP and Puma were trying to be slick, but Kai caught it quick enough. Take a listen.
ASAP Rocky! Puma? I'm Czech Silver Tigers. I'm Nike!
This is the second time that Kai has kind of been caught out here. I remember somebody sent him like some Asics and he was like, oh, kind of want to wear these, but he couldn't because he's under that Nike contract. Sounds to me like he might be kind of regretting it because the hype over Nike and Jordan is a little bit quiet right now. So whatever, at least shout out to him though. He has that check, so he has to stay loyal to his brand. But hilarious that Puma tried to like slide in there and get some, some influence on his Christmas stream. Our 12th quick story. Luigi Mangione reportedly moved over online support and growing fan base amid accusations of what he did to the United Healthcare CEO. All right, Luigi, who was 26 years old, is reportedly moved by fan support after his arrest made him an internet sensation and heartthrob. According to an insider who spoke to Radar Online, Luigi, now held at Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center alongside Diddy, has received thousands of donations and hundreds of letters from admirers. Yo, I asked this in yesterday's episode, and every time I talk about this dude, I don't get it. What is y'all fascination with Luigi? I just don't get it. And I also said every time I talk to him, I'm the type of guy, like I could say, yeah, a guy is good looking. Like I'm not that guy who, is fearful of that. I could say that. I'm not saying he's a bad looking guy, but a heartthrob? Like, do y'all really think this guy is a heartthrob? And this also too, like the fact that he was super rich, valedictorian, and he did this, like why? I just don't understand the heroism and the heartthrob behind this guy. Like I don't get the fascination. Please, somebody tell me in the comment section below, like, why is he the new it thing? I even see somebody that got a tattoo of him. Like, I don't get it. I do not get it. Coming from where he comes from, what he did, I don't think it's a smart move. I don't think that it's going to move the needle. I think in the position that he was in, being a valedictorian, being a smart man, having wealth, tremendous amount of wealth, I think that he could have gotten his point out so much more effectively with the resources that he has. So to me, that's the reason why I think that's a weak move. And just look-wise, I just don't think he's really much of a heartthrob, just my opinion. But let me know in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on Luigi? All right, this brings us to our new segment, Social Discussion of the Day. All right, Oprah Winfrey says you can't be friends with anyone who is jealous of you. Take a listen.
You can't really be friends with anybody who has a hint of jealousy about anything that you're doing.
All right, so this question is a little hard to unpack because like we've been talking about all week when Jay-Z said that he was not friends with Diddy, everyone's been talking about what is a true friend, from an associate or somebody at work or somebody who you know for a long time. But let's just agree on the fact that a friend is like the true definition, meaning of a friend, like somebody who is there for you through thick and thin, that knows everything about you, you know everything about them. Like this is your homie. You know what I mean? Like let's talk about best friends, okay? Not acquaintances, not neighbors, your best friends, like years. You 100% cannot be friends with somebody that's jealous of you because your friend needs to be there with you through thick and thin. When we talked about this a couple of podcasts ago, and I was talking to you about my best friend, and I was saying that how I don't like my best friend, but I love him. And the sense of that, there's a lot of things about him that I don't like, but because he is my best friend, it supersedes that, and I love him. It's almost like a family member, how my sister and I can argue, or you can argue with your parents, but at the end of the day, they're your parents and that's your sister, and you're going to love them. So you cannot have somebody in your life that's that close to you that's jealous of you, because they will never be able to reciprocate the love that you have for them. I know that's a little deep, but I'm telling you, if you have a friend who you love, you cannot love somebody and be jealous of them at the same time. So if you have a friend that you love and they're jealous of you, they will never be able to reciprocate because their jealousy causes them to lie to you and causes them to not want the best for you. They're never, and that's what Oprah's trying to say, like they're never going to want to see you have more because they're jealous of you. So every day when you're talking to them about your problems, about your life, about your significant other, about your job, all their advice and everything that they're supposed to give you back as a friend is never going to be genuine because they never want to see you get anything more because they're jealous of you. So everything is going to be to either hold you where you are or hold you back. They're not going to want to see you succeed because if you succeed and go further, that means that you're getting further away from them. That will just increase their jealousy. You cannot have those kind of people anywhere near you. Forget even about associates. Cut those people out of your life completely. Jealousy is horrible. Get it away from you. Take my advice and Oprah's. All right, this brings us to question of the day. All right, I have 2 questions of the day, so I'm going to go really quickly. First one is, Merry Christmas. How did you celebrate your special day? All right, they gave us 11 options. Let me know which one best suits you. First one is opening up gifts, having a Christmas party with friends and family. 3, watching classic movies. 4, house hopping. 5, hosting and preparing Christmas dinners. Hitting the club, working, enjoying the day off, giving back to the community, preparing for a football game and Beyonce's halftime show. And 11th is doing nothing at all. All right, so those are the options. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time. Most of the people said serious question. Who is really hitting the club? Somebody says having lunch with a stranger in Uganda. Another person said in bed. Somebody said enjoying the day off. Somebody said number 7 and morning, noon, and night. I don't even remember what number 7 was. What's number 7? Working. Wow, somebody was working. Somebody said sleeping in, traveling. All right. So for me, what I did for Christmas is I went to my sister's and then came home, recorded a podcast, and then went to my aunt's for dinner. So for me, it was a little bit of house hopping, eating, and of course, watching football and Beyonce. I will say, though, a little bit of the holidays is a little bit, I don't want to say sad, but a little bit depressing for me because I'm single. So I feel like they kind of missed that, and I wanted to throw this in here. Was anybody else feeling a little lonely this holiday season, even though you're with family? My single people out there, how do you feel during the holiday season when everybody's with their, with their kids and their wives and their this or whatever? How are my single people dealing with this holiday season? What did you do, my single people? What did you do over Christmas or over the holidays to kind of get you over that hump? I feel like being single any other time is all right, but over the holidays, it's a little sad for me, just my opinion. But let me know, how did you spend your holiday, if you're with somebody or not? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, our second question of the day is, what's a lesson you learned in 2024 that will carry you into 2025? Somebody said, good and bad, nothing lasts forever. Somebody said, trust the process. Another person said, love those that love on you. Whew, that's a really good one. I love that. Somebody says, do not date somebody based off of potential. Somebody said, budget. Somebody said, mind your own business. And continue not to trust no one but yourself. At the end of the day is going to end. All right. I wanted to throw this in because I had a great lesson this year. I really talked about it in episode 400. I learned patience this year, man. Patience. That's really hard for me. And actually, somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago, like, what would you say is the biggest piece of advice that you would give somebody, like an entrepreneur? Like when I do talks of like schools or high schools or whatever, and I'm always talking about, you have to be ready to sacrifice. When you want to grow anything, when I wanted to grow my business, when I started my podcast, you have to be prepared to sacrifice. But I add on to that now, and patience, man, patience. Yes, you have to be willing to sacrifice and do all of that stuff, but you need patience in this life, man. Be ready for the boring days. Be ready for the slow days. Be ready for the lonely days, because everything that you work for will come for you if you have patience. I learned that in 2024, and I will take that into 2025. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me to have patience, but I'm going to take that to 2025, and I know my blessings will grow. I want to share that with you guys. Be patient, trust the process, and trust yourself. And I hope you guys have a good 2025. All right, this brings us to sports news. Jimmy Butler has requested a trade from the Miami Heat. All right, this is really dope. Butler has a $49 million left on his contract with the Heat for the season, and a $52 million player option for 2025 and 26. I love this. Y'all know that I'm a big Jimmy Buckets fan. I just hope that he doesn't go to the Lakers. Please, Jimmy, do not go to the Lakers, because I cannot have LeBron James get another ring. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday episode. Make sure y'all tune in for Friday. We are going to have episodes all throughout the holidays. I got y'all. All right. Excuse me. All right, before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud podcast. For those of you who are watching on YouTube or podcast platforms, please try to check me out Monday through Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR600.com or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Trend Out Loud podcast, but we mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a great hour. It's a great way for you to get your entertainment and viral news while listening to your favorite hits from 90s and 2000s. And I select the music so you know it's going to be dope. All right, now vice versa. For those of you who are used to listening to this podcast on CFQR 600, and you can always catch the show between 11 to 12, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to give you 3 ways how to keep up with the show. First, on CFQR 600's website, when you click Listen Live, there'll be a second tab that says Listen on Demand. Just click there and you'll have access to all 406 Trend Out Loud podcast episodes. Listen as your heart contents. The second way is, of course, on YouTube. And the third way is on any podcast platform. Just go to your desired site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. You can follow me on any social platform. It's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. And don't forget to follow the media company, Exclusivity Media, on Instagram. For those of you who are tuned in to CFQR 600 right now, please do not touch that dial because Dawn Smooth is coming up next with the lunch mix from 12 to 1, and Dawn is always dropping the hits. I'll see y'all tomorrow for my favorite day of the week. It's going to be Friday. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Thanks for kicking with me. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.